welcome to Wacky World Wednesday. My name is Holly. Join me for true crime in my murder she shed every Sunday and Wednesday. You know, last video I let you guys off without a rhyme, but I like them and I decided to torture you again this video. So grab some sweet tea with a slice of lime, because it's just about time for this Southern girl to tell you some true crime. And no, this isn't like your mother's nursery rhyme at bedtime. It involves a little more grime and one very bad rhyme. Sorry for that, guys. Now that I'm done with your torture, let's get on with the stories of horror. Even though it's Wacky World Wednesday and I usually tell wacky crimes, my last one is wacky. I have 3 today. But 2 of them is very strange disappearances that are still missing even today. They're very strange. The last one is just weird. So join me today. The first case is a young man that went missing just a few weeks ago, in fact, on January 22nd. It is a very strange disappearance. Please listen very carefully. The family needs your help. On January 22nd, 2022, Thomas Howell had just started a new job and was living in an apartment with friends in downtown Chicago. He was headed to eat lunch with his family. He was traveling westbound 94 around 11 a.m. He was in one of the center 2 lanes. For whatever reason, they don't know, he veered to the right and struck the guardrail. From that point, he veered back to the left, struck another vehicle, and both those vehicles came to a stop in the center median. Thomas, who they call Tommy, the parents do, Tommy collided with a car occupied by a mother and her children. Tommy and the woman both pulled over, but the woman turned around to check her children to make sure they were not injured. Well, that's what a mother would do. But while she was checking on the children, Tommy allegedly left the scene. The woman never had any interaction with Tommy. Another witness at the scene stated they seen Tommy walk straight into the woods of a forest reserve without any interaction from anyone else involved. He just got out of his vehicle and just started walking into the woods. How strange is that? Tommy's parents became concerned when he was late to a family lunch. They checked the location of his personal cell phone, and it showed his car was located at a tow yard. That'd be insane. You know your son was supposed to be in it. So they went to tow yard and they looked it over, and it was pretty damaged, and the only thing in it was his personal phone. They checked area hospitals and searched the crash site itself for any signs of their son. I'm putting a map up here. The traffic accident happened on I-94 near Route 176, close to Libertyville, which is between Chicago and Antioch. Authorities from several departments, aided by 77 volunteers, drones, and teams of trained canines, scoured the old school forest preserve. They didn't find anything, but other than one thing. They found Tommy's work cell phone in the woods. So apparently he took his work cell phone. It was found under the snow, but no sign of Tommy. Temperatures have been well below freezing in the area since the January 22nd crash. There was no blood in the car, no signs of blood anywhere at the crash scene or in the forest preserve. But that doesn't mean he didn't sustain some type of injury. Although the car crash was serious enough to deploy all airbags and total the vehicle, his parents believed he was disoriented from the crash due to the damage his vehicle sustained. Mother, Mary Margaret, said the damage that was done just told us, first of all, we couldn't believe he got out. All the airbags had deployed, so we thought there was some injury. And Tommy's parents also said he was getting stressed from working at his apartment during the pandemic, and he was having lots of anxiety, and he sought help from a counselor lately because of that. And he had actually had a doctor's appointment with a counselor that morning due to the anxiety he was feeling. His mother believes that Tommy may have suffered a head injury and became disoriented in the crash. She believes a flight response may have kicked in. She said, Mary Margaret said, for him to walk away from that accident, that is not his personality at all. He's got a heart of gold. Please know that you are not in trouble by any means, she was saying to Tommy. We will graciously greet you and get you home to us. It's all really, really okay. The Antioch Police Department asked anyone who lives near the old school forest preserve to check their home security footage from the weekend to see if they see anything unusual. The Antioch Police Department also said there's no indication leading up to the crash to be concerned about Tommy's well-being. Tommy's father said, it's a nightmare. Every morning we wake up and we're getting a couple hours of sleep a night. We wake up in the morning and for about 10 seconds, you think, oh, I'm glad that nightmare is over. And then it hits us. I can't imagine this, guys. I have 2 boys around the same age as Tommy, and I can't even imagine the pain it could cause for your child to go missing, no matter the age. This is the reason I wanted to add this case onto my channel. I hope he is found. My prayers are with Tommy and the family during this time. Tommy is a white male, 5'8", with brown eyes and brown hair. He was wearing a gray North Face jacket and jeans when he entered the woods. Anyone with information asked to contact the Antioch Police Department at this number, 847-395-8585. The next missing person case is an older case that still remains a huge mystery. It's very strange. A young TV producer mysteriously vanished while filming on the Gold Rush franchise for Discovery in the abandoned mine of Idaho County, Idaho. Nearly 2 years later, there remains not a shred of evidence about Terrence Woods' whereabouts. Instead, in his absence, there is a grief-stricken family and a befuddled sheriff and questions for a prolific UK production company, ultimately co-owned by Discovery Channel. This is the case of 27-year-old Terrence Woods, who disappeared on October 5th, 2018. Terrence was from Maryland, but he had been in the UK the last 5 years working on some high-profile shows, like The Voice. Here he is at The Voice. But he had traveled all over the world as a film producer. Terrence would be traveling to the western U.S. for this film, the Montana and Idaho area, for several weeks, starting on October 1st, 2019, in order to shoot for the show Gold Rush. They were making a TV series about an abandoned gold mine called the Penman Mine. Friends say he didn't really want to go on this trip, based on text messages before he left. Friends weren't shocked by the comments, but thought it was unusual after the fact. They said his behavior on this shoot didn't match what he was like in normal life, or at least that's what the film crew said. His parents said he was fine when he left. So on 9/30/2018, Terrence Sr., which is Terrence's father, dropped Terrence off at an airport in Maryland. This would be the last time he would see his son. On 10/4, he texted his father and let him know that he had made it to the hotel, and that was in Idaho. On 10/5 at 3 a.m., he sent his dad a video of the river that they were filming near. The text had no locator or words and no clues. Later, during an investigation by Washington, D.C. news outlet, a reporter who saw the video remarked how it seemed creepy and foreboding. By 5:45 a.m., he sent his father another text and said, "I'm coming home on Wednesday the 10th, which would have been 10/10/18. This would be cutting the trip short by several weeks, something Terrence had never done before." His father did not know why. Terrence was supposed to be in Idaho working on the documentary until mid-November, so he was cutting it real short. On-site production manager Simon told Terrence Sr., "So we were finished up for the day, and your son was talking to one of the miners. I was in one of the vehicles doing some work when your son told the miner that he had to go relieve himself. Something told me, kind of like a gut feeling, to look over near the cliff your son was at. When I looked over there, all I saw was the radio lying on the ground. I originally thought your son fell off the cliff, so I leaped out of the vehicle and ran over there immediately. To my shock, your son was already 15 feet down the cliff, running like a hare. I've never seen anyone run that fast. At that point, I yelled to the crew to get in the vehicle and go to the main road. I proceeded down the cliff after your son, but he kept running. Due to my professional SAR training, I stopped running after him out of fear he'd be further scared. So I went back topside and the crew hadn't found your son on the main road. At this point, we found the first house with the phone and reported your son missing." Terrence was reportedly acting strangely and was noticeably quiet, according to the crew that was working there. It also reported that his cell phone was with him at the time he ran into the wilderness. Idaho County Sheriff's Office was immediately informed, and they implemented a search and rescue operation. Many people were at the scene, tried to go down the cliff after him. But the terrain there is rough and unpredictable. They returned with their clothes torn and covered in blood. They said the terrain was so rough that you couldn't even walk through there. All the downed trees and the brushes, it was just almost impossible to get through. An officer described it as trying to run through giant pickup sticks with some parts so thick with deadfall that your feet would never touch the ground. I've been in woods like that. It's not fun. In mountains especially, when we're going up and down. Search team also found no prints in the fresh snow, with no indication whatsoever that Terrence was ever there. What's strange is on that same day, Connie Johnson disappeared in a strange circumstance from Frog, Montana in Idaho, which is only 56 miles to the north of where Terrence disappeared. They searched for Terrence for 7 days. After that, they just started to scale back the search, and they scaled it back on 10/11/18. The search turned up next to nothing, with the only real clue being that Woods reached the road at the base of the cliff. They knew that because they had taken dogs out, and the dogs tracked him to the road. Terrence's family have said they are skeptical about the versions of events told by the film crew. Terrence's dad said, "You say my 97-pound son ran down the cliff without tripping, falling, hurting himself? You don't have a trace of his blood or piece of his clothing, and he ran like a hare and ran so fast nobody could catch him?" Terrence's father is just stumped. He says that each day since Terrence's disappearance has been just as hard as the first. Terrence's dad says, "I don't want to watch no movies with someone running through the woods because I think of my son." He says, "If I close my eyes, I see my son crying and yelling. Some nights I hear my son saying, 'Dad, Dad.'" So sad. I walk around the house and look at his room. Breaks my heart. He keeps photos of Terrence on his dresser, and a painting he did hangs above the closet. Terrence's parents strongly believe that Raw TV is hiding the truth about their son's disappearance. Terrence's mother said he was responsible. He wouldn't run away without good reason unless he was scared. They believe that Terrence, who was the only black crew member on the shoot in Idaho, felt intimidated or was mistreated by his colleagues. They say that he wanted to return to his home in Maryland. He didn't even want to stay the complete time. Raw TV denies hiding any details surrounding Terrence's disappearance. A spokesperson told Vice, "The police have closely examined the case, including Terrence's correspondence with us and others, and found nothing to support the allegations you have put to us." And the police also said they didn't see any wrongdoing of the film crew. This case remains open, and we have been asked to refer all inquiries directly to the Idaho County Sheriff's Office. My prayers go out to the Terrence family as well. I hope they soon find out some answers, because that is just heartbreaking. I'm going to end with a little wacky. I mean, someone dies, it's sad, but it's crazy too. Larry Shaw has been charged with first-degree murder following the fatal shooting of a 52-year-old Kenny Barnes at a home in Ozark, his roommate. 88 years old and you're killing somebody. I guess he thinks he needs a nursing home and prison's going to be it. Police said Shaw told them he had had enough of Barnes, who had told him to do chores that Wednesday morning. He hates chores, I guess. Shaw told investigators he awoke Wednesday morning and following his normal routine of eating breakfast and taking medications at his home in Ozark. A while later, Barnes called Shaw to say he just woke up and planned to finish Shaw's laundry before he'd be coming upstairs. Shaw said Barnes then ordered him to do chores around the house, which angered Shaw. He allegedly got a gun and waited in a recliner for three hours. 3 hours. That's some dedication before the shooting. The gun had been stored between cushions of the couch. It would take the guy 3 hours to do the laundry. I thought it took me a long time. I leave it sitting though. Oh, and I guess it takes days. So maybe it does take 3 hours. I don't know. Although Barnes was shot in the chest, he was still able to run after he was shot. Shaw said he just continued sitting in the recliner until Barnes' daughter ran outside. I don't know where the daughter was, if she was like a neighbor of theirs. Don't make that clear. And his daughter started performing CPR on Barnes. Shaw told investigators he considered going outside to shoot him in the head to make sure he was dead. It's a mean 88-year-old. What? Court documents state that Shaw told police he's kind of tickled that he shot Barnes. Wow. Furthermore, he expressed no remorse following the shooting. And he not only said that, but he said he wanted to urinate on Barnes' grave. And he made it clear that he was glad he was dead. Was this old man a serial killer? I don't know. He's nuts. Do you see him smirking in his mugshot? He's excited about this. It's unclear if the two are related or anything beyond roommates. Shaw was charged with first-degree murder and armed criminal action. He's now in a permanent nursing home called prison. All right, that's it for Wacky World Wednesday. Come back and visit me for Suspense She Shed Sunday. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe. Please, please, please. I'd love to have you as a subscriber so you can see my true crime 2-3 times a week sometimes. And why not? Because if you don't join, you're going to miss my rhymes. All right, guys, you have a blessed week and safe out there. Don't let any of these evil monsters or 90-year-old men with guns around you, because sometimes they're crazy. All right, bye. Love you. What is up with my microphone? You mean I've been sitting like this the whole time, tangling my necklace, and you guys didn't even tell me? Why didn't you say something? Bye. Love y'all. Thanks for being so nice. Bye.